Hello, everybody. It is Saturday night, and while we've been missing for a while, here we are back again. I am DM Lake, and I will be your host for this evening of another night of Curse of Strahd. 3 weeks, 3 long, unfortunate weeks where technical difficulties and real-life issues have prevented us from being here to deliver the wonderful podcast and D&D session we're about to deliver to you. But that's all about to change, as here we are, ready to play. We're down to tomorrow for now. She may show up later, but we don't have any confidence in that or information for that. Sorry, that's not the word.
That is the wrong word.
I was like, that's the wrong word. No, confirmation. I hate that I do that all the time. Anyways, without further ado, we're going to get right into it. Let's go around and start introducing our players, their characters, and what's going on through their current mindset. Actually, before we do that, I'll give a brief recap of what happened the last time we played Curse of Strahd all those long ago. Ooh. The group, in the middle of the fortified village of Vallaki, decided that it would be good times to try and help out a certain female, Lady Wachter, with problems she was having with the current burgomaster of the town, Baron Vargas Vlakovic. In the process of doing this, she wished that they would simply remove a nuisance. A man named Izek Strasny, a henchman, bodyguard, do-it-all man, as it were. The group was not quite sure if they wanted to follow through with this, but as they discussed these events, evidently a member of their group that had been traveling with them, someone named Irina Kolyana, took a bit of offense to the idea of just killing a man they did not understand. And she saw fit to go out and seek him out of her own accord, and potentially see for herself, if not warn him. Unfortunately for her, most of these fears seemed to be found true, as evidently she was kidnapped by the man and held hostage. When the group discovered this, they decided it was time to try and rescue her. Infiltrating the house went successfully. Very good. Unfortunately, the fight that followed afterward did not go so well for the party, and they were all captured, robbed of their weapons, and exiled from the fortified village of Vallaki. A night outside the village, through some sheer coincidence, mishap, act of fate, their weapons were returned to them, and they were allowed to move on. Everything returned. As they traveled west to make their way to the Wizard of Wine's winery, hoping to see what they could do about restoring the wine population and problem to everyone around, they found out that it too was under siege by some form of druidic ne'er-do-wells. And the leader of the Martikov family, Davian Martikov, asked if they would be so kind as to intervene. And if they were, there may be something in there that was of value to them. Sneaking in, with some decent success, they began to wander around looking for the cause, only to run into this strange animal-furred, animal-leathered, and completely downtrodden-looking individual carrying a black withered staff that fled for them and led to a brief chase. That is where our session left off, as some of the group was chasing, some of the group was remaining where they were, and decisions had to be made. So, with that little bit of reminder of what's been going on, let's get into the headcanon of our players. Let's go straight with Vinka. Vinka, you're at the top of my list.
On mute.
This program. Hello, everyone. I am Zoe Trooper. I play Vinka Delphine Cherrybottom. She is the halfling warlock. Right now, she's a little overwhelmed because of what's been going on. Curious about the druids who are apparently evil in this land, the dreaded Strahd, and we're gonna see how this goes and if we're able to help the wine flow freely in this land once again.
Indeed. Well, after Vinka, we have William, played by our own Curtis.
Hello, everybody. I am Curtis, and I play William Catesby, our knowledge cleric, who is not handling all of this knowledge too well. in this scary place that we are. But I'm completely interested in this vampire staff, and I'm now here racking my brain trying to decide, was I one of the ones who was chasing or one of the ones who was standing? So I'm excited to get the vampire staff. I think that might be one of the tools we might need. Anyways, yeah, I am excited to start playing. So fun times.
Next, we have Beth playing Larwin.
Hello, everyone. I am Bethany. I play Alarwin Solheim, the Eldritch Knight Shadar Kai. Her current mindset is she is actually very frustrated with her current course of events, often swept up in a tide that she seems unable to control. I think her current headcanon is, I am going to stop being tossed around and make my own fate in this damn land, one way or another.
Of course. And last but certainly not least, we have Izzy playing.
My name is Izzy. You don't know me, but you could very well know me if you join the TTRP Discord server, which I know doesn't work anything with the segue that Lake just gave me, but this is my bit, so I'm going to stick to it. I am currently playing a man by the name of Zeke, and apparently my last name's up there, despite the fact that I never gave it out. It's Adams, and he is a man of many disguises, a very clever man who chooses his fights well. And by choosing his fights well, I mean he abandons his entire party by jumping out a window, and hasn't been seen since the session before last. His current thought process is in complete shroud, as you have no idea what he is doing. But he knows, in his heart of hearts, he made the correct decision, and they're all idiots.
Don't worry, we'll be getting to the repercussions of what happened because of Zeke's decisions.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to die. I'm going to come back to the party, and they're all going to kill me.
It'll be a short session, guys. All right, so without further ado, that's all of our players introduced, all the ones that are here at least. Let's see what shenanigans unfold now. And we're back. So, despite the situation I just previously described, the situation we come back to after all this time is one of a familiar town, namely the fortified village of Vallaki, here in the center of the valley of Rovia. Moments ago, a battle began, and at the beginning of it, aid was called for. At the mere mention of aid, one Dirk Hardstill decided the best course of action was to plunge out of a window and hide, run, or something else. You were successful in plunging out the window, Dirk. I'll give you that. You jumped out, you were only 2 stories up and harmed yourself slightly. But from there, you could pick yourself up and you fled into the city streets, hoping to avoid any guards on the way. You have no idea what's happened to the party. You have no idea where they've gone, what they're doing, what condition they're in. Even now, as you flee on your own, you wander Vallaki, wondering what decision will befall you next. Even as you step through the streets, looking back and forth, you see several guards turning to look towards the mansion, but not quite charging off towards it yet. one or two just on patrol through the city streets, making their way from the city square where you move towards. Out in the city square, the not quite bustling population, but the present population go about their almost dreary and unhappy lives. And across the way, you see a familiar sight, the stockades. 7 individuals, most of them with large plastered donkey heads at a top. And even as you watch them, several people turn and look at you with mixtures of fear and awe. You are not just different from the people of Barovia, but there is a very physical difference. Your slightly off-colored skin, the fact that you stand at least a foot taller than most of the people in the square, and Dirk himself is a very well-built individual, which most of these people seem like they can barely afford to eat, which continues to draw attention toward you. But in this instance, I'm going to let Dirk decide what he's going to do.
Oh God. Dirk is at this point just cursing to himself, trying to figure out his bearings around this town. And he reflects a moment on what just happened. Did he see what state Irina was in? Or
He did not ever get a chance to look into the room.
okay. But does he know who attacked the party?
Well, you presumed it was Ezek, though you never got a good look at him either.
Okay. Well, that's enough for me to start spreading lies. I'm going to sprint to the bar that we've been going to the last couple of days and sleeping at, and kick down the door in the most ostentatious fashion I can.
You rush off towards the Blue Water Inn and kick through the front door. Your welcome is a few early morning drinkers, even though it's getting a little closer to the mid-afternoon. And Danica Martikov, one who has always welcomed you in from the Blue Water. He just kind of looks up, kind of furrows her brow. What do you think you're doing? Don't kick in my door.
It's an emergency. The demon fucker. That guy. The guy with the fucking arm thing. He's killed everyone. He's going on a rampage. I don't know what's wrong with him. He stole Irina. He's been making dolls of her. The guy down the street with the fucking monkey is afraid of him. Everyone, this entire town is fucked. You need to get out now.
She blinks at you for a few moments. She looks down at the mug that she's currently cleaning. You'll need a drink. You'll seem like you'll need a drink.
Everyone's dead. Run. Take over. Storm the fucking mayor. I don't know. You need to leave. This place is no longer safe.
Your name is what again? Come here. Sit down. Let us have this talk.
Which one?
Right, you talk to the other one. Just come here. Come here.
Is equal to sit down?
As you sit down, she will kind of reach over, pouring a small purple wine into a mug and slide it in front of you. Take a drink. Now tell me what happened.
So we go into the Hamburglar's place, whatever his name is.
The Burgermasters, yes.
Yes, the Burgermaster. And we go up there. We're just trying to be diplomatic and try to find Irina. And we're walking through the door. We meet the cook and we're like, hey, you can take the day off. And she takes the day off because we're such nice people, and we give her the money that she would have been paid anyway, and we let her go. And then we walk upstairs and we try to figure out where Irina is, and there's blood everywhere. There's blood on the floor. There's blood on the ceiling. There's blood on the painting of the whoever the hell that guy was that is in the second floor of the building. And we walk up to a door where the blood stains seem to be just coalescing. And we open the door, and suddenly an axe comes out and strikes. What was her name? The ranger, the one with the owl, the one who had all her friends stolen by an evil house. It might have been an evil house. I don't think it was a dream anymore. Maybe it was a dream. Who knows? But things got fucked, and I ran out there, and I jumped through a window to get here.
I see. So what I managed to grasp from this is that you managed to flee from your friends who were in a fight in the Burgermaster's mansion.
A fight they should never have been in.
Who else knows about this?
Just me. You have to tell everyone.
So it was just you, your friends, and Isaac.
Yes. Irina is probably there too. I don't know where Irina is. That blood belonged to someone, and it was probably her.
I see. Interesting. I will tell you what, you still have not given me your name.
You can... What name did I give you when I first walked in?
That is what I'm trying to ask for.
Dirk.
Okay, Dirk. Why don't you go upstairs, take your mug with you, drink a little bit, and calm down?
Is it free?
I will consider this a part of your tab.
Thank you. And he will stop pretending to be panicked, take the mug, and walk upstairs.
Okay. You make your way upstairs. As you are relaxing upstairs, drinking the wine, about 10, 15 minute passes. After about 10, 15 minutes, you hear a soft little knock on the door.
I dive under the bed.
You dive under the bed and you wait, listening, horror struck, and you hear, Mr. Dirk? Are you in there?
Nah, bro. This is... Crap, what was his name? Fred. Yeah, Fred Strinklestoof. New to town. What's up, bro?
Oh. Well, Mother told me to come and tell Dirk that something about the friends have been thrown out of town.
Oh no, their bodies.
If you see him, tell him for me.
Sure thing, little one, little bro. I'll let him know as soon as he gets here.
Okay. And you will hear his soft little footsteps carry out from the hall downstairs.
I'm in too deep. I'm in too deep. Everything's going...
After another hour or so, this time you hear a much rougher knock on the door. Are you in there?
I would imagine during this hour he has barricaded the door with every piece of furniture in that room and is currently in the middle of switching disguises.
Okay. As you do that, you just hear the bang on the door and you hear, Hey, are you in there?
Yo, bro, this is Fred Strinklestoof. What can I do for you, bro?
Fred Strinkle, what?
New to town. How you doing? I'm kind of in the middle of a class 5 dooker right here. Could you give me some time?
We're looking for Dirk Hardsteel.
Have you heard of him?
The Baron wants to meet with him.
I didn't know this town had a Baron. That's so cool, bro. I'll let you know when he comes back. I'll give him a message.
Please open the door.
I can't open the door. My pants are on my ankles.
There's another pause. We'll wait.
Sure thing, bro. And I creep over to the window that is the farthest away from the door, and I look down.
Make a perception check.
Let's get my character sheet up. Perception. Respectable.
Okay. As you look out through the front window, you can see there is no guards, you could really tell, sitting down below. But as you do glance around for just a brief moment, you do catch a flash of what looks like red skin as a figure steps out from underneath where you are and kind of looks up at your window. A bald figure, one arm replaced with something demonic, and you immediately recognize who this figure is as you look down at him and he looks up at you.
This is how I die. Oh, this is how I die. Okay. Well, This is how I die. Okay.
You do that for a few minutes, hyperventilating, and he just kind of points a demonic finger and calls out, "He's in there! Get him!"
Okay, do I set the place on fire? Do I set the place on fire? Is there any flint and steel over here? Wait, no, I like this person. This person who owns this place is a good person, but I'm going to die here anyway, so I might as well do something. I don't know.
You hear somebody kicking at the door.
William, I need you. I think at this point, Zeke is just going to curl up in the corner and clutch his stuff, realizing that he's been had.
As you curl up in the corner, after a few minutes, they finally manage to swing their way through the barricade. Two guards kind of rushing into the room, and as they look around, they just see you sitting in the corner, and one leads to the other. Sure, this is the one we're supposed to get? I have to assume it's the one we're going to get. It's the one he's pointed out. You! Come with us. The Baron wants to meet with you.
Yeah, sure, bro. I'll come with you.
And they will basically force you to your feet, and start to march you out of the tavern.
I'm going to drag my feet, screaming the entire way.
All right. You drag your feet. Despite that, they do manage to work you down the stairs. As they work you down the stairs, you are presented in front of this individual that seemed to point you out. He is fairly tall, about 6'6", almost as tall as you are, if not taller. And as he kind of looks you up and down, "Oh, you're the one that was coming in with him."
I have no idea what you're talking about, bro. But I can tell you this. I learned from a canary a little while back that you play with dolls.
Kind of furrows his eyebrow. And when you mention that, the two guards kind of look confused and look up at him. As he just looks around, "Yes, the Baron would want to see you. Bring him along."
Why do you need a new one every month, bro? You wearing them out?
As you are force dragged across the town, back to the Baron's house. As you were brought inside the Baron's home, it is a familiar drag upstairs into a room that resembles that of a library. Looking around for a brief moment, there is evidence that a much greater fight has taken place here. Blood stains the walls and the floors. There are claw marks. Look like hewn out of wood, where an axe or some other weapon has slammed into it, carving sections of it out. But as you were brought in and thrown down on the floor, the Baron just kind of looks at you for a brief second before looking up at Ezek. "Are you sure that this one came in with him? I don't think that he would have done that. We have an arrangement with this one. I'm pretty sure." And Ezek looks down at you. "He's a troublemaker. Just let me cut his head off."
How about we don't?
Baron looks down
Counterpoint.
at you. So, but Ezek, "Cut his head off, it's going to look bad. This is the one that was talking good things about me. I can't have people thinking that the people who work for me I'm going to kill. That doesn't do good."
Yeah, ask anyone in town. They've always been... I made sure to end every conversation with, "And the Baron's doing a great job."
I hear about this. Good.
Yes.
This is what I want to hear. So you understand my situation when I had to throw all of your friends out of town.
Oh, yeah, no, they were bad friends anyway. I heard they broke into here.
They did.
Yeah,
I
they're
can't
just awful
imagine
people.
why.
Yeah, awful people. I told them you shouldn't.
What a shame. They should be taking after you better. They are exiled, but you, I don't have to exile because I know you are right in the head. You're not like these other adventurers, are you?
No, I'm not. I'm so much better than them.
Good. Because you see, the fact that I had to throw them out of town is going to cause me some problems. And I need these problems dealt with, you understand?
Oh, I'll tell you what. Since I don't technically work for you, I can go out there and I can hunt for them, and I'll bring you back their heads.
I don't need them dead, though.
Yeah,
no, I'm not
but
worried.
word could spread
As long as
out
they do not
there.
come back, all will be well. No, the issue that I need is, I want to know why they broke in here in the first place. and I think you might know that.
Oh, yeah. They really wanted to see your friends here doll collection. We heard
Doll
such great things about it. Yeah, he has a. We were talking to a bunch of people, and it turns out he orders like the same doll over and over again, and he must play with it a lot because it just gets worn out, and he needs to order a new one.
As you were saying this, you feel a very calloused and scaled hand kind of slide down and grab you by the back of the neck, starting to squeeze.
Meep.
And he kind of looks up to Ezek. What is this about these dolls? Does this have anything to do with that girl that you took?
Oh, it's always the same girl every month too.
And Ezek just kind of looks at him. She's my sister. I can't let them have her. Who knows what these adventurers would do? The Baron kind of... Then he leans down and looks you in the eye and says, you see the trouble you're causing me. You see all the trouble, all the things that I have to deal with as the burgomaster. It's enough to drive a man mad. By the time I retire, I'll be as mad as the old mage.
What mage?
Okay. Nothing, not important. So, this is what I'm going to have to do, Zeke. I still... Hold on, I'm having to double check my memory here. I still need to make sure that my festival goes off without a hitch.
Yep.
Has to be done.
Yep.
Has to be. The Festival of
Absolutely.
the Blazing Sun has to be the celebration of the year.
Oh, it will be a bash.
Exactly. That is why I need you to be there.
Yes, I will. Absolutely, sir.
Now, for you to be there, I'm aware that if you want to go looking for those little friends of yours, that means they might come back, but I can't have them come back because they are exiled.
Yes.
So you see the impasse that I'm at.
You send me out to go hunt them, and they can't come back.
But then you would not be there for the festival.
Oh, I can get it done in a day and a half.
The festival is tomorrow morning.
I can get it done tonight.
I'm not sure if I can.
You just lend me a
believe that.
horse. All I need is a horse. I can get to them. They can't. They're all stupid and slow. I can get to them.
Make me a persuasion check.
Oh my god.
I give you my horse and you do not come back, then that means I do not have a horse to ride for the festival, and that's going to make it not so good. You are making this really difficult for me, Zeke.
How about this? I heard that there's a tiger in your town, and it currently locked up. You put a saddle on that, and I'll ride it. It'll be great. Triumphant.
I know what. Zeke, I would like for you to go and talk to your friends for me.
Yes.
That sounds like a good idea, yes. And I would like for you to come and get them and bring them back to the town so that the day of the festival's morning, outside the town, they will plead on their hands and knees to be allowed back in at the mercy of the burgomaster. That sounds like a good plan, isn't it?
It sounds like an amazing plan.
And to make sure that you do it, I'm going to use my mirror that kills people and kill you if you don't.
How about...
I think this is a great plan.
Yes.
Okay, so we've come to an understanding. Excellent. Ezek, throw him out of town, but make it look like he is doing this for us. But, just escort him. You know what? Don't need to throw them. I don't want to make things bad. Just escort them out of town, and we'll say that you have until... You know what? I can hold the festival back. I think it might rain. We'll say midday tomorrow. Midday tomorrow. If you're not back, I'm going to go say some magical words to my mirror, and we'll see what happens.
Can I see the mirror?
I don't think you need to see the mirror.
You're talking about this great and powerful artifact. I really want to see the mirror.
No. This is a heirloom passed down by my great grandfather. You do not need to see it. Ezek, out of the town! At which point, Ezek will begin to rile you, basically just lift you up and carry you.
So how did you get that big arm there, Ezek? Does it have to do with the dolls?
I had to kill a few people.
Yeah, so have I. Burgermaster, you're such a smart man. Maybe I should be your right-hand man instead. This guy seems like an idiot.
Talk to me if this goes poorly. As you are escorted out of the house by Ezek and the two guards, you are allowed to retain your weapons as they drag you outside and back towards the main gate. As you are being dragged through the town, you notice a few things. One of the servants that was over at the Walker house, the man who went by the name of Ernst, is keeping an eye on you, and he just kind of glances at you as you go by, maybe just keeping tabs on the situation you've heard before. And as you are led up towards the main gate, Ezek, as he's about to let you go, turns to you and says, "No, I don't really want you to succeed. Guess why?"
You have very, very delicate feelings. I've heard them, and for that I am very sorry.
Because if you don't come back, that means I never have to look at you again.
Oh yeah, I know I'm a great piece to look at, but you ain't too nice to yourself and you're not my type, I'm sorry.
Take him to the north side of town and tie him to the wall. We'll see what happens with this mirror when he can't leave.
Do you really want to betray your master like that?
As you continue to plead this, as he drags you along, he just says, "If it means keeping my sister from you all, of course."
I don't give a rat's ass about your sister. I just didn't care about the fact that you're about to kill me.
Well, I'm not going to do anything.
I don't like you.
Good. At that point, you will be... Basically, the palisade that runs around the outside of Alaki is made up of station logs that are set next to each other. There are beams that support a small palisade that rides on the top of it so guards can maneuver across by looking over the wall. Manacles are taken from the guards as you are essentially chained into a hook that has been jammed into the wall, evidently some form of imprisonment, both your hands and your feet. They look you over for a few moments, inspecting their work. Ezek himself will give a good tug on it with his demonic arm to make sure none of it seems to have any give to it. And once he seems satisfied, he looks and says, "Be thankful I'm not taking anything else. It has to look good if you try and escape. Please, try and escape."
I spit on him.
You spit on him. Kind of wipes it off with his good hand. Snaps his fingers as fire begins to dance between his fingertips, and he's just going to reach forward and grab you by the face. Please make me a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution?
Constitution saving throw.
At 20.
That is a really good save. You feel the scorching burn, almost like a red hot poker, as he grabs you by the head and just begins to squeeze into your brain, holding it there like some form of torturous implement. As you are going to take...
Screaming.
Yep. It would have been 43 points of fire damage, but because you succeeded, you're going to take a meager 21 points of fire damage.
Hey, I'm still conscious.
Now that you're seemingly satisfied, he lets go, gives a sick smile, and then turns to the guards and says, "Tell the Baron, cut both their heads off," and turns to walk away.
If you tell the Baron, I got a great potion for you.
You call out as he walks. The guards kind of look a little bit afraid before they too turn and follow off, leaving you by your lonesome.
You bastards.
At about now, the sun is sunk low. It's easily nighttime. You're exhausted. You are currently chained to a palisade wall.
My nose itches and it sucks. Ow.
As you sit there, occasionally testing the restraints, nothing seems to work until about 5 hours into the night. Make a perception check. As you were looking up in the sky, it's a fairly clear night. The moon is not quite full, but shining well. And as you leer up, you see something that at first you have to double take, but you feel certain that you actually have seen it. A bird about 3 feet long, looks to be a giant raven, flies over the town off towards the west, carrying a large sack.
Oh, that's ominous. Fuck.
And as it sails out of view, you're left to wonder, just what the hell was that? Eventually, you start to drift off to sleep. Got to get some sleep. It's late. You're tired. Can't be out for too long. It's after about another 4 or 5 hours, you feel the chains on your wrists starting to rattle. And as you open your eyes, you see a 5-foot-tall were-raven looking over you with its hands kind of looking at your manacles before you look up at it. It looks at you and it just says, "Ah, Yayawaka."
Oh,
This
shit.
isn't what it looks like.
Tengu. No,
Waka is a
Arakocra?
Tengu.
I don't know what you are. Oh god. I've gone insane.
I'm a were-raven.
What's
We
a
don't have long until morning.
I'm insane.
As he will fiddle around with his claws for a second before saying, "Damn these things. Don't look at me." As you see his body begins to slowly contort, his feathers shrink back into his body as a man appears. He's fairly tan, more tan than you see most Barovians, has wisps of a little black goatee, and his hair is slicked back on one side, though far more messy on the other. But that doesn't help the fact that he is currently completely naked. And as you take a moment to look back over, he says, "No!" Covering himself. "Don't look at me. I am going to get out of here. Find your friends. Don't have long. Gone off towards the Wizard of Wines. You may be able to catch up with them."
Yeah, but not before I die, Mr. Hallucination, sir.
"I'm not hallucination. My name is Falcon."
Hi there, Falco.
Whatever, close enough. After a few more seconds, you feel your manacles off your wrists. And he starts to work on the one on your legs. "They've already got their weapons. You have yours. Just catch them. They're not going to set up very early, but they will be setting up."
Wait, can you carry me? Can you fly me to them? If I'm
You
having a
know-
hallucination, why can't you be big?
As he finishes unlocking you, you get a sense up, looking up and down. "You are smaller, perhaps? It would be difficult."
Fuck me and my enormous muscles. Okay. Which way is that? The way that they went?
"Follow the road west. Just follow these signs and they will lead you to the Wizard of Wines."
Man, I'm gonna die. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Hallucination, sir. I don't know who you actually are, but I'm sure when I get water back into me, I'll remember who your face actually looks like.
"I told you, my name is..." Forget it. At which point, he will procure from a small bag that he was carrying, it looks like a rope, and he begins to flutter up after turning back into raven form, and it kind of strings it around one of the palisades, and just begins to, "Ah!" at you. And see him kind of waving his nose down at you, and then over to the other side.
You were just talking. So much easier to just... I'm in pain. Do you not see this on my face? Just tell me what I'm supposed to do.
Kind of looks off towards the west and towards the east, almost like he's looking out for something. And after a few more seconds, looking up towards the west, he flutters off towards the west.
Okay, I guess I follow you. And I will begin my long and arduous journey and hopefully find an aloe plant on the way there.
Make an athletics check.
Okay.
As you scale the wall using this rope, the moment that you get up and you're about to climb over the other side, you realize, one, it's a 15-foot drop on the other side, and second of all, a guard is making his way towards you holding a torch aloft.
Well, I guess there's only one thing I can do, and that is book it as fast as I can. I jump over the wall without any hesitation.
As you jump over the wall, you are going to take 4 points of bludgeoning damage, fall prone for a brief moment, as you roll and you start to take off towards the west. The sun is not quite risen, and you are extremely tired. I would also like you to make me a Constitution saving throw. All right, you are managing to stave off exhaustion for now, but any more time, this will come back to bite you. You need a good night's rest. As you circle off towards the west, looking to recuperate with your friends. As the morning starts to waft over you, you realize you've made your way throughout most of the valley. It's been quiet, almost peaceful. You've run into nothing. But even as you march down a muddy road towards a now completely rain-drenched, looks like vineyard off in the distance, you see, even now, as several figures, cloaked from most, but something about you almost seems to alert to the fact that they're there, start to make their way inside. Even as you watch them, you see off towards the north an old man kind of squinting out at you and then starts to gesture you're closer.
You know what? After everything that's happened today, I might as well. And I begin walking towards the. Well, actually, I'm gonna assume I was in a full sprint on the way here. I'm just gonna divert off into this old guy.
As you divert off to him, he kind of steps out, and you can see there's many people sitting behind him who look like adults, most of them bearing a very striking family resemblance. You get the impression that these may be a family who maybe lives here. And as you approach, he says, "Who are you?"
Dirk Hardsteel, traveling merchant. Would you like to buy a tonic? Actually, no, that's not important right now. Have you seen a group of people walking this way?
Yes. They just agreed to clear out the vineyard for me.
Oh, this is a vineyard?
You just missed them. They just went inside.
The cloaked people?
Yes.
Was one of them like really short? Had a book. Another
Rings
one
a bell.
stoic to the point where they're actually kind of an asshole about it.
Perhaps.
Another guy who won't stop saying it ominous.
I think it may have been brought up.
Yes. Apropos of nothing. Just keep saying it.
Sure.
Okay. That didn't seem like them. They were too functional. Okay. Oh, what's your name, old man?
Davian Martikov.
Nice to meet you there, Damien. If you ever need a tonic, let me know. Actually, you know what? Have this one for free. It'll keep
Hand it over. Kind of looks at it and takes it for a second.
Yep.
Don't drink it. Only give it to people you hate. I'll talk to you later. And I start sprinting off back towards the party.
As you take off across the field, making your way towards the party, you hear for a brief second what sounds like somebody inside screaming something along the lines of, "I have the vampire staff!"
You know, maybe I don't need to go inside.
And as you get within 30 feet, you notice it for the first time. Something outside here, as I flip through my book, realizing I'm not quite currently on the right page, because we went through a lot of stuff in a couple of seconds. You hear the rustle of dead vines all around you. Inhuman shapes emerge from the vineyard, their limbs crackling as they trudge forth through the mist, the rain. You see what must be 30 of these creatures starting to swarm around the house. At this point, we are going to return to the action at hand. The rest of you, I reminded you what you all were doing last week, but at this moment, I'm going to be dragging you all over to a particular map right here. Arwen, you had just got done chasing this strange druidic individual with William hot on your tail. The rest had remained upstairs, not quite ready to chase after him, but even as they had, you had. At this point, I'm going to drag Dirk over to about where he is on the map, and we are going to be rolling initiative.
Oh, God.
Shit's
I
getting
can't
real.
see anything. Oh, wait, no. It just loaded. I'm exhausted. I have no HP.
Yes, you have not gotten a short rest because you did not sleep last night.
Nope. That damn Raven ship just left me to die.
Initiative, there it is.
You have it set up.
Yes.
Let's roll for everything that is going to be part of it. Now, that seems like a very good.
How about we just cut the CR of this encounter in half and call it a day?
You can't bargain with the DM.
Look, I'm really in character right now, so I just spent the last 30 minutes being a complete dick, so I need to do something.
In descending order, I guess I should probably roll for Shava. Okay. Shava will just basically tag along with you, Vinka, and she's going to be very carefully trying to keep you safe. More than that, she's just going to be watching your back. Okay. In descending order, the first to go is Vinka.
All right, my friends went through this door, correct?
So they ran forward, chasing the individual, and they dropped down this shaft here.
Okay, I will follow suit. There's no way I can see the enemy from this vantage point, right? Because I remember you saying it kind of looked out across the warehouse.
They took off. You have no idea where they are right now.
All right, we're gonna start with the shoot then. So jump down. I'm very small though. What kind of roll would that be for me?
Make an acrobatics check. God damn it. 1 second, guys.
Oh no! If the DM dies, that means we win.
Liam!
That means
I
we
want
win.
you to live!
That's how you win a D&D game.
I killed the DM!
I've never had my throat so dried out by water. That was weird. That was very weird. That's going to be a problem. Okay, you drop down on what appears to be a loaded wagon full of barrels, heavy and in place. But as you do, you kind of shuffle along them, and you manage to not fall and hurt yourself in the process. At that point, that's pretty much all of your original movement.
Mm-hmm.
If you would like to start dashing, you can do that.
Do I see this big ugly right here?
As you're going to poke your head up, you do see coming through the mist and rain is what appears to be Dirk. And then beyond him, circling
it's
out about
Dirk.
50 feet back, you see what looks like shambling figures made out of trees.
All right, well, she sees Dirk first. She goes, Dirk, you asshole! And, I don't know, hobbles down the wagon and starts chasing off to where everyone else went, so...
All right. So using
Which
your action
direction
to
would they have
dash-
gone? Yes.
Well, as you look out to Dirk, you can see he's running towards you, so you get the impression they probably didn't run past him.
Right. Okay, so this way. Oh, I'm a halfling. I get less movement. This is
Well,
as far
and
as
as
I
you
go.
move out, you can see that there appears to be at least 30 of these humanoid figures creeping in around the outside of the winery. And they do not look friendly.
Get back inside.
Well, I can't go back inside. It'd be reverse crawling a shoot. So this is as far as we go right now.
Shoot.
God. I'm gonna have to
That's Vinka's
football you
turn.
again.
William,
I'm going to follow Vinka if I can.
well, you are currently here. You are behind Alarwin in the main winery
Oh
area.
yeah,
Or
I
chase-
couldn't.
you
I
chase
couldn't.
after
I
the
couldn't
druid.
see her. So all right. Then, did they go through that top doorway or the hallway?
So, as of now, the figure that had the staff and you were chasing after is this figure right here. You've run into this open winery area
Oh,
in an
sweet.
attempt to
Okay.
keep up with them. And as you looked around, you saw that the rafters in this area are home to swarms of ravens.
Right, I remember that. But that's the one with the staff right there, right?
That does appear to be the one with the staff.
That's the one I want. Let's. I don't really have a spell to use. I'm going to shoot them with my crossbow.
Okay.
I want.
Attack roll. 18 hits. Roll damage. As you pull out your crossbow and very quickly fire it off over Alarwin's
I
shoulder.
suck at crossbows.
A very good shot, but you do hit them for 1 point as the bolt just kind of slips right into their forearm, and they in pain.
Yes. Okay. Very good.
Not so much of a crossbow bolt as a crossbow paper cut.
Right. I'll take it.
The squeeze of lemon juice.
And I'm going to give chase. So can I move? Like, I guess I. This is where I'm going to like. Are they? Is he like in motion?
Well, as of right now, he's turned around to receive everyone because he seems to, looking around, you see that there seems to be more to this room than you originally realized.
All right, I'm gonna just hold my movement and wait and see what kind of happens. But if they take off, I'm gonna give chase.
All right, so you will chase after them on your next.
But I'm gonna keep my distance for the moment.
Okay. On their turn, they kind of look over the blood dripping down and mixing with the dirt and grime that is all over them. They flash a set of very gnarly yellow and blackened teeth.
Gross.
Beginning to speak in a very unusual language. He's going to step up to right here, and as he steps up to there, he brings his hands up, and as he chants this guttural form, slams them together as a boom, like thunder going off, echoes throughout the interior chambers. And I'm going to need both Alarwin and William to make the Constitution saving throws.
Constitution saving throws.
A William saving throw. How does one make a William saving throw?
Can I ask what language it was? I know a lot of languages.
You do not speak this language. I know that for certain.
Oh,
because he is speaking Druidic.
Oh, okay.
If you knew that, you would have to die.
All right, both of you are going to succeed, and instead of taking a whopping 11, you take 5 points of thunder damage. You both just kind of buckle yourselves, the wave washing over you, not really enough to bother you in the slightest. The second that he realizes that it didn't have nearly as much of an effect as he was going to like, he kind of looks up and screams, "Help me down here!" As another druid appears over the top of one of the flasks looking down, and they just raise a finger up, fire dancing off of it, as they are going to flick it down towards you, Alarwin. But you drop your head low, and it slams into the door behind you. That is their turn. The ravens just seem content to watch. Nothing about this seeming to interest them all that much. Dirk, you see Vinka running, trying to run past you, out towards the swarms of the bad things that are following you in.
Dirk at this point realizes there's quite a few things wrong here, and he wants to defend himself on being called an asshole before, but he thinks there's better priorities at this point. As a bonus action, he's going to second wind himself as the adrenaline begins to pump into his veins. For 9. Everything I can get. And then he's going to take a step over to Vinka. Look at her, go, "This is for your own good," and then attempt to pick her up.
Are you going to attempt to resist this, Vinka?
I don't think she would resist it, but she would probably be beating her little fists against him the whole time.
Top 10 anime betrayals.
All right, you pick Vinka up.
And I football her into the building.
All right.
Jeez.
You may continue to move. She's very light, and you're pretty heavy, so I imagine you could carry her without unimpeded.
I get into here.
All right, so you rush up to the door, basically kicking it open, trying to get your way through, and you will succeed in getting through there as this door opens up. You arrive in what appears to be, I'll flip a page right here, a barrel maker's workshop. Strips of iron and wood lie in neat piles on the floor of this workshop, walls of which are lined with tools. 2 work tables stand against the eastern wall. And even as you kick through the door, leering back out, you can see that all of these strange creatures are creeping closer and closer to the house. They have not given up the chase just yet.
Barricade the doors. Also, if I don't get you back to town, I'm gonna die. Nice to see you again.
Okay. The new creatures, because we're not quite to Alara one yet, fortunately. Out of this cask off towards your left, Alarwin, you see creatures jumping through. It looks like a crack as a multitude of tiny twig-like creatures begin to jump out and swarm along the floors. For now, I'm going to drag out 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Let me get my marker out for that.
No, like senpai, yamede.
As they start to jab and stab at you with their tiny little spindles of their twig-like arms.
There's so many.
Really?
I'm a doctor, damn it, not a botanist.
All right, Alarwin, the first attack is going to hit you.
Shield.
All right, as your shield issues out from your frame, the tiny little twigs begin to jab and stab at you to no successful effect. The last 3 attempt to stab out at you, William. 2 of which just kind of scrape against your armor. 1 of which it manages to actually jab you real good right in the side for 2
Ouch.
points of piercing damage.
Damn it.
But that is all they managed to do before we finally come to Alarwin.
Okay. She is going to ignite her blade in green fire. She will use green flame blade and make a stabby stab at I guess this girl who's got the clap. It is 23 hit.
Yes, 23 hits.
Okay.
As you stab into them for 7 points of piercing damage.
And I
And
guess
the
the flame will
fire
go to the one on the left.
leaps to one of the twig blights to your choice.
The one to her stage south.
As the fire catches it, it goes up like a tinderbox, burning quickly and easily.
Okay.
Seems like they are very dry twigs.
I am going to action surge.
Okay.
And repeat the same motion.
Okay. You quickly spin about, preparing yourself for another swing. A 13 is still going to hit.
Okay.
We've gone over this before. Reminder, how do you have a shield and a sword in one hand and still cast shield? You do not have Warcaster.
I don't have my shield on equipped, should I? I don't.
All right, then you were still hit by one of those attacks. So, 5 points of piercing damage to you.
Okay.
We'll continue on. Because if your AC is only 20, they hit you.
Okay.
All right. The second attack, as you cleave into them with another solid blow, damaging them quite severely, as the fire sweeps around and it ignites another twig blight. It goes up just the same as the first did.
Okay.
Righty then.
Is the druidess looking any worse for the wear?
They are looking quite worse for wear, yes.
Okay.
That would be a
Matter.
Larwin. Vinka.
All right, so do I hear where the thunderous sound from the vampire stick druid came from?
It sounded like it was coming off from somewhere from when you were over here, this direction.
Okay. Avig will yell, Dirk, let me down, and she will jump and try to go over there.
As you rush off through those doors, I should really turn on clipping so you guys can't just run through doors like that.
Oh.
You see that this comes into what appears to be a barrel storage room. Evidently, where the barrels are made off towards the right room, the western room is for keeping them safe. Here you see what looks like appear to be a staircase that rises up and a door like heads off towards the south.
Okay, it would make sense to go through the southern door. I've moved 20 now. I think that's my...
You've opened one door already. You can use your action to open this one.
Okay, let's do that.
Right. As you swing this door open, you see
Oh.
Larwin and what looks like a bunch of tiny little twig creatures, not more than 3 feet tall, all jumping around animatedly.
Alarm will then scream out, "Help him! I will take care of this bitch."
Okay. And that will be my turn.
Okay. William.
Vinka, main sticks. I'm going to, I have drawn my mace, and I'm going to smash this one that is in between me and Alarwin.
Right.
Or at least attempt to.
A 13 does hit. As you
Nice.
swing your mace down and crack this tiny little twig on the head, it snaps like a branch and just collapses under the blow.
Excellent. And yeah, that's it for me. I'm going to stay right here because I'm going to swing at the next one next time around.
Alrighty, if that is William's turn, we'll come to the druid.
Start smashing some sticks here.
The druid, who looks to be in somewhat rough shape, kind of groans before they take that black gnarled staff, light shimmering along it, before they just try and bash you on the head with it, Alarwin.
Okay.
Watch out for the vampire staff.
That is not going to hit you, though, as they swing wide and horribly. As they fumble around for a brief moment, they look up in the distance, and the other druid who is up there is going to make their way down the stairs. Boop. Boop. They get to here, and they can manage to just get to here as they reach out, touch their ally on the shoulder, and are going to cast a spell on them. I now need to roll privately. As light washes over them, and you see their wounds almost completely heal over. Okay, that is their turn. The ravens' turn go, as the ravens swoop down to the lower level, and they seem to be tearing at the twig blights. You hear scraping, cawing, and yelling as more twig blights off towards the side that are currently out of view are ripped to shreds. Dirk.
Vinka, if you keep running away from me, I'm going to throw you in a barrel. Oh, shit.
Larwin's gaze at him is just, "Oh, hello."
Hi, guys. I've come to save you at your most vulnerable moments. New friend?
Are any of these bats filled with ammonia? Just asking for a friend.
I will assume that this person that everyone seems to be staring down is not on the friendly side. And you know what? At this point, I've made so many horrible decisions, I might as well just swing at it. So I'm going to grab out my warhammer, take off my shield, and be like, hammer meet nail.
And who are you swinging at? Because there's no one next to you that you can hit.
Can't I see this person through the door?
Which person?
It looks like they have a blue crystal in their hands.
That is Alarwin.
Whoops.
I have no idea who that is.
That's me.
Oh,
That is the person who just looked at you and threatened you and welcome.
I haven't seen it.
I almost want to say, okay, make an attack roll, but if you guys kill yourselves, I don't get to have the fun. But all right, as you rush through, swinging blindly at Alarwin, and she nimbly dodges out of the way, I can only imagine the expression on her face.
Oh, Harwin, I'm sorry. I thought you were going to hurt Finka.
No,
new person to
not
the party.
yet.
I just had a concussion. Don't you see the burn on my face?
What do you mean not yet? Vinka looks very indignant up at you.
Okay. That is going to be Dirk's turn as we are going to come to the next round as I'm just getting a couple things ready. Give me one hot second. We come back to another round of the blights as more of them come funneling from behind barrels, behind casks, and even more, swarming around the party as they continue to fill out their numbers bit by bit. They are going to make another round of attacks. We're going to have 2 on Larwin. That first one's going to be a hit for 5 points of piercing damage.
I need you to stop that.
We're going to have 1 on Dirk. Dirk, you had your shield out or did not have your shield out?
I took my shield out, so I have my shield on.
Okay, that one will miss you. The other ones, all 3 of them are going to attack. Right, all 4 of them are going to attack William.
Ah!
Oh, hey, William, I didn't hear you in there. How you doing?
2 of them managed to jab you but good right in the thighs for 5 and 4 points for a total of 9 points of piercing damage.
9 points of piercing damage.
From there, we will come to Alarwin.
Okay, I am disliking my current predicament. But I am going to continue stabbing the druid with a green flame blade.
That will hit. For
And
8,
I guess
and
I will.
incinerating another 2 blights.
Yep.
Okay.
And bonus action, I'm going to use Second Wind. That's D10 plus fire level.
Vinga.
Oof. Okay. There's many enemies.
And only one Vinka.
Sorry. I actually saw this one as being dead, but I guess it's moved in.
So yes, I've dragged the dead bodies out and moved in new alive ones.
Okay. Can I not cast spells at close range like that, or would I have to aim for like?
You can. You would be at disadvantage.
Okay. How about if I aimed at this guy?
Aim still. You have 1 within 5 feet of you.
Okay. I was just gonna Eldritch Blast, but now that there's one right beside me again, I'm like, oh no. Yeah, let's just do that. Not a whole lot of choices, so disadvantage it is.
Okay.
And I'm gonna aim at this one.
Okay.
Oh my god. What is that?
You obliterate it as you just hold your hand basically in its tiny little face as it turns to look at you and just splinters go everywhere.
Fantastic. For funsies, I rolled that.
Yes, you double, triple, and quadruple killed it.
Outstanding.
I'm gonna move in where it was.
All right, you move in and there are more surrounding you.
Oh, that's a bad idea. Oh, well, whatever. Disadvantage all the way.
Okay. William.
I am going to use my bonus action and cast Shield of Faith over Alarwin.
Okay.
And then I'm going to swing my mace at this bastard that's right behind me.
A 10. Unfortunately, as you go to swing at that one kind of pushes itself up against the wall as you smack into the stone flooring. Not able to make impact with him.
Right.
Your advantage is toggled if you want to untoggle that.
Rolling normally. Okay. Back to the druids. The druid that is in front of you seems really content to just keep on trying to hit you in the head with its quarterstaff. That one is going to miss you with your increased armor class of 17 as he swings wide and is not able to make impact. The one behind him reaches out and touches him. And as he touches him, you see his white skin and almost grimy, very grimy skin start to take on a far more darker color until you see it takes on a bark-like consistency.
Hmm.
Before that one scampers away back up where you all can't get to them.
I cast Stop Doing That.
It is ineffective. The
Please
ravens
stop doing that.
will swarm around and kill off a few more of the twig blights as they continue to thin their numbers where you cannot get to them. Dirk.
Well, doesn't seem like there's an opening for me. But I stand here. I can't see that token. So I'm here. I don't have any ranged options. Oh wait, I do. I have a light crossbow. I don't want to do that, but I can do that.
You currently have a shield out. You could not fire a crossbow.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. I hold an action to attack the nearest enemy or whoever attacks me first. And I say, get out of my way. I'm putting that caveat
very interestingly framed there. I approve of this. All right, we come to the twin blights as another couple of them start to swarm out into the room, continuously filling up their numbers. Again, we will have 2 swinging at Alarwin. Oh, nope, I forgot to do one more thing. I need to see when these guys are going to act. Hey, they're going to act next. Interesting.
Oh, Alarwin, let the big guy stand in the middle of the room.
The 2 that are stabbing at you, Alarwin, one is going to miss, one is going to hit you. The one that hits you for a whopping 2 points of piercing damage. Just stabbing you right in the thigh. 2 of them are going to swing at Vinka, because they can reach Vinka, with a natural 1, and the other one is going to be a hit, unfortunately, as they stab you for 2 points of piercing damage.
Oh,
Tiny little jabs. 2 more on William. William, one of them is going to manage to stab you as well for 4 points of piercing, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw. These blighted trees.
As they jab you, your focus is lost, and unfortunately, the Shield of Faith fades away.
Damn it.
Constitution check has failed. Dirk, you hear shuffling behind you as the door you forgot to close, creatures are coming inside of it.
Vinka, you forgot to close the door.
As these humanoid creatures that they're taller than these other twig blights. They're humanoid in nature, but you see, look like spines and needles sticking all over them. As they shamble their way up and closer. There are several of them here. In the room, as one of them is going to take a swing at you, basically trying to bludgeon you in the head. That is going to be a hit, as he just slams you with both of his hands for 6 points of piercing damage. The other one will miss you horribly. Now we come to Alarwin.
Have I started to figure out these twig blights really don't like fire?
I just realized I was muted. I was trying to swing at that guy.
Of course, yeah, go ahead. Yes, they seem to be very vulnerable to fire.
And Alarwin will then call it out and says, the wooden creatures are obviously weak to fire. Use it.
You smack the living crap out of the one that stabs you, and you almost take its head off. It's just kind of twisted at an odd angle as it swings around. It kind of turns itself back to look at you. A very ugly expression on its now sideways face.
Well, fuck.
It is extremely injured, though. You would consider it very bloody. Alarwin, it is your turn.
Okay. She will call out that these creatures are weak to fire. Use it if you have it. And I'm going to continue stabbing the druid. Just die.
Unfortunately, a 15 will not hit. As you go to stab at them this time, the new bark-like skin that is over their body just scrapes off, far tougher than their normal skin was before.
Larwin disapproves of this.
Doesn't matter. Binga.
All right. So, she's going to actually. Oh, are these pillars?
Those are giant wooden casks.
Oh, okay.
You can squeeze around them, but squeezing around them is difficult terrain.
Okay. So hard. I'm going to disengage and nowhere to move in here. We're in like the tightest spot.
You have managed to successfully surround yourselves. Congratulations, guys.
Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna go with my first instinct, which was to go and stand on this barrel area.
So the issue here is that these creatures are just as small as you are. They're not letting you through.
Okay. All right.
Your halfling nimbleness will do you no good here.
Sweet. All right. We're gonna go with Plan B, which is stab them with my dagger.
Unfortunately, an 11 does not hit.
Mm.
Even these creatures, their wood's a little tougher than that.
Okay.
Okay. The druid, who is continuously attempting to be stabbed, is going to try and stab back at Alarwin by smacking her with his staff. That is going to hit you, Alarwin.
Going to cast shield.
That will not hit you then, as he swings and batters at your shield. The one up above seems to be focused on what it is doing, but it will flick another flame down at you. That one is going to crit you, and it crits you for a whopping 4 points of fire damage. Alrighty, that druid is done. William.
I am going to.
Behold the lameness that has produced flame.
Yeah, I have no. I have no flame, and I can't take another 9-point hit. I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay. 9 points healing. You can now take that 9-point hit. Congratulations.
Yeah. You know, it's a lot of interesting. I'm glad seeing that 5th edition does not have attacks of opportunity when you cast spells at melee range. That would hurt.
Be thankful. All right, William, you heal 9, and that will be your turn. As Swarm of Ravens, continuing to aid you as they clear out another round of these creatures. Okay, that is your turn. Derek. No one has moved, and there are no more enemies to face.
Yay. Okay, well, at least there's one next to me. Dirk will square up, remember that he can do something else, and unleash his fighting spirit, gaining 5 temporary HP and giving him advantage for the turn. And he'll take a swing at this guy.
Okay. You crush him into the ground. He is very much dead.
Cool, that's great. What kind of action is it to toggle a door closed?
To close the door, it would be your interact with objects.
Okay. Zeke is going to take a step up. I'm sorry we're closed, and close the door. And stand in front of it, staring at his friends.
Okay. You are going to close this door, hoping that this is a sound strategy to use. And that will be your turn.
Just leaning up against it, hoping no one can open it.
One last twig blight seems to work its way out of there. But it seems like their numbers have been thoroughly thinned by the ravens that are all over the place. We are going to have another round of attacks, same as we have before. 2 on Alarwin, who is already shielded. Those will not hit her regardless. 2 on Vinka. Vinka, both of these creatures are going to manage to stab you. Okay. The first one is going to stab you for 5 piercing. The second one is going to crit you for 7 piercing.
Ow.
As one stabs you in the thigh, and as you kind of lean low, one of them catches you right in the collarbone. The last 2 will swing at William. One of which will be a success, as you are stabbed for 5 piercing, William. The swarm of creatures seemingly far more capable than you might have expected from something like this. That is their turn. The creatures that were assailing you, Dirk, you hear and see as they start to scrape up against the door, but instead of being smart enough to try and open it, they seem to be trying to beat it down.
Idiots.
As you see 1 or 2, toom, toom, and then you see a small crack appear.
Fuck.
But that is their turn doing that. Alarwin.
Okay. I'm going to stab the twig blight here.
Okay.
And use green flame. Actually, you know what? I lied. Never mind. Stab the druid.
Yep.
Nope.
Stab a druid.
All right. You will swing wildly and are unfortunately able to connect with the druid. Vinka.
Okay, this time I'm gonna for realsies use the disengage and run through these 2. Stopping probably on the stairs.
All right, so that's 5, that's 10. All right, you can start to swing yourself up around the stairs and make your way there. As you do that, the druid just kind of watches you swing by them past the twig blight, confused as to how you managed to get there. And in that brief moment, the one you see upstairs stares at you a little wide-eyed as well. The one at the top of the stairs is going to throw a little fire at you because you are now threatening them. A small spout of fire is going to hit you in the chest for 3 points of fire damage. As the one downstairs tries to smack Alarwin, but misses horribly. And that is their turn. William.
I was trying to get an eyeball on how Vinka appeared as far as injuries, and seeming that she doesn't look like she needs any healing at this particular moment, I'm going to smash this blight that's behind me with my mace.
Okay. You hit it.
Yes.
Crush it right down the middle, like somebody stepping hard into styrofoam.
Excellent.
And it is done as dinner.
Work my way through this firewood.
All right. If you have no desire to move, we will come to the ravens, as they will tear through another couple of the twig blights. Now that the ravens have torn through most of the other remaining, they seem to be aiding you more directly, as several of the twig blights are just eliminated. Dirk. Your door has held, but does not seem like it will hold forever.
Dirk is gonna. How big are these barrels?
They appear to be large keg barrels, like you would carry wine or ale in.
Are they stacked on top of each other, or is there like a...
They seem to be rolled up against a corner. They do not appear to be stacked on top of each other.
Okay. So I want to actually start reinforcing this door with these barrels.
All right. You reach over, and as you brace yourself to pick up the barrel, you realize immediately in horror, they're empty.
Fuck.
Mm.
Well, leave it there. 5.
You can hit the woman from the door, correct?
I cannot actually see her from the door.
Mm.
That wall is in the way.
Yeah. So I will end up... Can I stand in this square?
You can.
Cool.
You're kind of
stand...
squeezing in there between Larwin and the other one, but you can manage to get there and swing at disadvantage.
Yep, I'll get in there. I'll use another fighting spirit
To
to
cancel your disadvantage.
and take a swing at that druid.
Okay.
Don't worry, Alarwin. I am here to help you.
As you swing wide and scrape off of their bark-like skin. Okay.
I'm weakening her for you.
The two remaining twig blights, one of them is going to stab out at you, Dirk, because you just ran right up to it. It's going to natural one that and miss horribly. The other one is going to keep on trying to stab William, like the most annoying little pest ever, and will succeed for 2 points of piercing damage.
These little bastards.
The needles continues to slam at the door. That is not the right roll, but they seem to be slowing in progress bit by bit. Alarwin.
In the effort to appease the DM, I'm going to cast True Strike, but I'm also going to rename it as Lauren Takes Aim.
Okay, Alarwin takes aim. Vinka.
Goodness, I realized I should have moved myself up the stairs more, so I wasn't in
That was the extent
melee.
of your movement anyways.
Oh, was it? Okay. What I'm going to do then is try to Eldritch Blast toast this one right here.
Eldritch
Okay.
Blast.
Make an attack roll with disadvantage. All right, so you kind of lean over the ledge and go to take a wild shot, but as you do, it is jumping forward at Dirk, and you just manage to hit the floor.
Okay.
All right. The druids, they're getting a little more paranoid about everything that's going on here. This one is right in front of you, Alarwin, is not going to start trying to swing at you.
Okay.
He is going to manage to smack you upside the head. You are going to take 5 points of bludgeoning damage. And as he finally manages to smack you with this staff, you feel something cold about it, almost like it's sucking away your life.
Okay.
Staff.
As he needs to... and you see the wounds, the scrapes on the bark skin, slowly start to heal over.
Okay.
The one that is on the stairs is going to hold up their staff and start to flail it back and forth protectively, Vinka, before they are going to flick some more fire at you.
Okay.
They are going to hit you for 4 points of fire damage.
Jeez. I don't like halflings.
Yeah. As the tide begins to turn, or Shava. We need a Shava in here too. Let's get Shava's initiative rolled. She's just been waiting to cover you all. Evidently, she got stuck somewhere. All right. You got a 5. Did I not click her? I did click her token. Why did I not do it? That's fine. We will add that again. Okay. The druids are done. The ravens will tear through the last 2 twig blights, finally removing them as a nuisance.
All right.
Before returning to their perches. Dirk.
That means there's no space. Wait, nope, that's apparently a wall because I can't drag my token through it.
These are giant cylinders. They're giant casks of must be full of something. You have a guess.
Okay, well, I got 2 shots. Well, I got a shot at disadvantage, so let's take that shot.
That'll hit. As you crack this one over the head with your mace, basically smacking the bark off of him before it peels away and the almost rotted skin underneath starts to form back up into more bark. Heavy blow.
That's disgusting. Finish him off, Alarwin.
All right. The creatures that are outside the door are going to try their darndest to break in, but they seem to be having such an issue at this point. And slowly you hear their shuffling feet move away, like they have failed and they just don't know what to do about it. Alarwin.
Stab with true strike advantage.
Mm-hmm. Did you make a con save for the fact you got hit?
I did. That was the 14.
Okay. That will hit, and that will be a critical hit.
Okay. I'm going to roll some double damage. Not need green flame blade.
All right. So 9, 11 total as you pierce into them, stabbing them real good and bloodying them horribly once more. Piercing right through the bark and getting a good section of their midsection as well. Almost like you got a lung.
Oof.
She's just going to hold it there for a moment before a smirk will come to her lips.
Okay. Upstairs, Shava is going to... She's going to appear in the doorway, kind of looking around, and she's going to keep on hiding over here. Binka.
All right.
Disrupt the other one's concentration so we can break this one's bark skin.
How do you want me to do that?
Shoot the other druid!
I can't even technically see where the other druid is.
You can see them. They're at the top of the stairs. Hold on. I will move you from where you are. So basically, you're on the stairs on the bottom floor here, and they're directly above you on the top.
Ah. Wow, those are all the ravens.
And those are the ravens that keep swarming up and down.
All right. Let's do the weapon attack roll. Never mind that. Then we'll just do the Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
And hope I hit. And I'm still at disadvantage because that thing is in my area.
Yes. A 12 will hit.
Woohoo! Finally.
As you boom, hit them in the stomach with Eldritch Blast, and they will. The bark skin starts to fade.
Oh, nice.
Lauren gives a metaphysical high five.
That will be Vinka's turn. We come to William.
Can I get a shot off with my crossbow at that druid?
You can. That will hit.
All right.
As another arrow just kind of scrapes by, cutting their cheek a little bit, not quite enough to finish them off.
I keep picking at him.
It's the effort that counts.
Yeah, I'm going to stay right here.
All right. The druid is going to, despite their poor condition, seems desperate to finish. They're going to try and whack you again with their staff, Larwin. They're going to whack you but good for 9 points of bludgeoning.
Ow.
And you see once more that their body begins to slowly heal over.
Move out of the way. I can do this better than you.
At which point, upstairs, Vinka, as you are watching this druid fighting with it, the ravens, seemingly no longer with the target of the blights, turn on the druid as they swarm about it, attempting to peck it to death. Close with these characters I don't need. As they will do 3 points of damage as they fumble about each other, make it apparently very inefficient. That is their turn. Dirk.
I'm at Ellerwin. I do what I must and I swing.
An 11 hits as you crush their skull in with that blow. And they drop dead to the floor.
10, 15, 20, 25.
So that will be where Vinka's standing.
Okay. So I will be here.
Okay. Alarwin.
Okay.
You're welcome.
You don't get thanks for doing your job. I am going to use the Blessing of the Raven Queen to bonus action teleport to this square.
This square right here?
Assuming, yes, right there. Past Vinka.
Okay. You arrive right here.
Cool. And oh, hello. And I'm going to do the stabby thing while I'm also now resistant to damage.
Okay.
Oops, not advantaged.
A 12 does hit, though.
Okay.
You cut into them for 7 points
Low
of damage.
damage today.
They kind of stumble for a brief moment, wounded and not feeling too great. Shava, at this point, is still just hiding. Vinka.
Oh, I'm so excited.
You just can't hide it.
I want to try using Witch Bolt on this person.
Okay.
Can I arc it so that it's over Alarwin?
You basically wrap your arms around her and just give her the Palpatine treatment. So go ahead and roll attack roll for me.
Now I'm just imagining Alarwin unwillingly has crotch laser bolts.
That's not an attack roll. That's
lightning...
damage. I don't know why it doesn't roll the attack damage.
That was an attack roll. You got a 2 plus 5.
Really? I thought that was damage. Okay, yeah, it is. Damn.
That was an attack roll, unfortunately.
I miss every time.
And it rips through the air, ripping through windows and such behind her. Fortunately, not hitting anything of your allies, but unfortunately not hitting anything hostile.
Unlimited power!
one more roll, and you would have just turned Alarwin into Mace Windu. William.
I am going to go here and retrieve the vampire staff.
Okay. You walk over and you just kind of pick it up. Wait for a moment.
And I'm gonna wait till Dirk gets out of the way, and then I'm gonna follow up the stairs.
All right. Up the stairs, the individual who is on the stairs seems extremely injured. They are going to shuffle away from the ravens, which are more all just kind of swarming in their space, to be entirely more accurate. And as they do, they turn around, and as you'd expect before, another murmur as they clap their hands together. This is going to be... Luckily, Vinka, you're just out of range. It's only going to be Alarwin and all the ravens that need to make the saving throw. Alarwin's going to succeed, and she's going to take half damage because she's already resistant. Wow, that is a shitty roll. Instead
Quarter
of
damage.
7 points of thunder damage, you're going to take a whopping 1 point of thunder damage, and you go nowhere. All the ravens... 18, 16, 16, 0. One of those swarms just had a really bad day. Not really. As they are all bother just a tiny little bit. And the druid realizes that was not a very efficient use of his time. At that damage, though, the ravens seem to disperse, fleeing away from the damage and seeming to take more precaution than just risking their lives. Dirk.
I turn to William. William, my old friend, I'm really hurt. Can you help? And then I charge up the stairs.
All right. So you move through Vinka and Alarwin to get up there. So it's 10, 20. You get to here with 25.
As I try to figure out where I am on my map. Okay, I'm there on 25. Oh, hey, there's a person there. Hi, you seem like a nice lad.
Looking
Die.
at her or him, you couldn't tell, but you smashed their head in just the same as you did the last one, as they drop dead to the ground.
Man, aren't you glad that I'm here? See how
Filthy.
effective I am. Please don't kill me for leaving you.
As you kill the second druid and things slowly quiet down, you can hear the thunder and lightning outside the winery calling out. You wonder, there were 3 druids. Where was the last one? But for now, the ravens watch you amid the rafters. Some of them even you more particularly, Alarwin. You all can decide what your next course of action should be.
Friends.
Zeke.
Hi.
We can investigate the body of the other druid and just walk past him.
I imagine Finka is standing on the stairs, hands on her hips, and she goes, "You abandoned Irina in her time of need."
Yeah, and I'm so sorry about that.
Alright.
Anyway, I'm here on borrowed time.
How is everybody? Are you injured?
I'm very hurt. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, I'm not doing so great.
I had my face set on fire because you guys failed at your mission.
I'd like to cast Prayer of Healing. I think that's the one that does the multi.
It does take 10 minutes, but you can start casting that, yes.
Okay.
So
Okay.
anyway, I don't know what you're doing here. Things seem a little fucked here. How about we go back to town? They're willing to let you back.
Just as you all take a moment to breathe and you can actually look at Dirk, if you so choose to, you can see that he has basically looks like an oversized palm print on his face, and his skin has been blackened, almost burned.
Huh. Somebody gave you a hand job, huh?
Oh, yes, I was absolutely flaming. Now, anyway.
The look I am getting from the DM. It's okay.
Anyway, I need you guys to come back with me to town, or else I'm going to die.
You need?
Yes. And I don't mean this in a metaphysical way. I mean I'm literally going to die.
Says the man who dove out the window when he was needed.
You're lucky. We're not dead. Like, what situation would you be in then?
Why didn't you follow me?
Out the window? Do you see how big I am?
You would have been fine. I would have caught you.
Uh-huh.
But seriously, they're willing to take you back as long as you get on your hands and knees and beg.
Oh, wonderful.
Or else and if you don't, well, then some voodoo magic is going to kill me immediately around noon o'clock tomorrow.
What you're
voodoo
saying is
magic?
we do absolutely nothing, you die.
Why would I?
That
I'm
almost
your
sounds appealing.
best friends. We've done so much together.
Friends, you use that word loosely. How are you going to die?
In unspecific but very threatening ways.
Will it be painful?
I have no idea, but it involves a mirror.
A mirror.
Vinka, don't you want to see what this puzzle brings? How am I going to die?
I mean, I'm gonna have to watch you die in order to actually experience it.
Or
Yes, exactly.
you can go and look at the mirror and figure out how I'm going to die that way. You can go straight to the puzzle, and you can see the answer, and it will be great.
Look, the Burger Master's nuts. If he wants to kick us out and just to have us be brought back in,
As long as you beg and make him look good.
Does the druid have anything on its body?
Searching through the druid's body, they don't appear to have anything of real value. Miscellaneous animal teeth, one of a necklace, looks like a deer's hoof that's been cut off and just stuffed away in a pocket. They too have a quarterstaff, but theirs seems to be far more mundane, like it's just been taken from pine wood or something to that effect.
Very well.
Alarwin, you didn't that great and wise seer say that you're supposed to follow us through thick and thin?
No.
Well, here's the next part of our journey.
That I was supposed to find allies.
Yeah, allies. And William, aren't you supposed to make sure that no one dies? Isn't that your clerical duty?
I have ensured that you won't die under my watch, but you are a frustrating man, Zeke.
I am a perfect enigma. Is that the right word? Or is it amoeba?
And how is it we're supposed to be back there so soon?
I don't know, but he gave me an extension. I bargained. Do you know how hard it was to convince him that you people should be allowed back into town?
I believe the staff that I have is perhaps the item that the old lady foretold might be one of the keys to us defeating whatever it is that is holding us in this realm. Do you think perhaps that mirror is an object we might need for the sake of the
If you can
case?
kill people from long range, then it certainly would prove valuable.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
We should find out if it's going to work first.
yes,
Indeed.
indeed.
No. Please. I'm begging you here.
Shanthal's going to, or Shauna, Lauren's going to draw her knife and just hold it real close to Dirk. Get really uncomfortably close with him in general. And just, I want to make something very clear. I want you to understand what's going to happen so you can prepare yourself. I want to leave this place. I have something that I have to do. And if you are going to be a problem in that, I'll kill you. And nobody here is going to be able to undo what I will do to you. You are with us, or you are going to die. And I will laugh as your body is fed to these crows. We clear?
Well, technically they're ravens.
Are we clear?
Yes, we're very clear. Did you know one of them is named Falcon? He's a one.
We've met.
He's a
Okay.
cool guy.
You've never heard of a rare raven before.
Well, presumably the pecking and the one being dropped off. 2 and 2, but
Speaking of
You never
pecking, I
mentioned
saw
that
his
part.
pecker. But you see, like I got in a fight with the dude with the big arm, and he burned my face, and he tried nailing me to a wall,
yeah,
which worked.
I wonder what that's like. I've never experienced that kind of pain.
Yeah, I got literally nailed to a wall, and then this
You can
raven.
tell that she's being really sarcastic.
I can't tell anything with her tone of voice. Anyway,
You seem to have survived it, Zeke. Let's not dwell on those issues. We will go and help you out.
I'm just letting you know that we have allies now. These crows, they're probably all were-crows or
Technically,
ravens,
they're
or wherever
ravens.
they are. Okay, shut up. Don't use my words against me. That's my job. Anyway,
There is one more that we're supposed to be finding, is there not?
Yeah, we're not done yet.
oh, fucking okay. Can we rest?
If we do, it runs the risk of escaping.
Fuck. So I've been running this entire time.
You've got
I'm
the
kinda
strong
tired.
legs.
William, can you heal me?
Yeah, where's that prayer healing?
Yeah, it was 10. I rolled.
Okay.
Yeah, I added that already to my HP.
I wasn't paying attention.
All right. You spend 10 excruciating minutes having this conversation, searching over the bodies of the dead. To look at the staff that you've procured here, William, it's kind of unsettling to look at. It's even weirder to touch. It looks like 3 branches, all black in nature, kind of tied together with string or some other form of tape. And just to touch it, while the wood is solid, it's almost spongy to your fingers.
Hmm.
And as you look at it, you can see that it looks like something red is dripping out of it.
That is ominous.
That's such a great word. I
Are
love
the
it.
ravens still following us? Or tracking us?
They're just sitting in the rafters watching you.
She's just gonna call out, hoping that perhaps some innate connection to her ravens. Lead us to the other druid. We will eliminate it.
You call out to the ravens, and they just kind of all stare at you, side-eyed. Make a perception check.
Stupid birds.
As you look around, you can see that the majority of them just kind of stare at you, maybe not intent on what's been said or that. But as you look around closely, you can see that at least one of them has shifted about and is pointing towards this door, kind of flapping its wings irregularly.
Okay. Alarm will then gesture. This way. And she'll put a ear to the door once everybody gets up.
Make a perception check.
$17.
As you listen quietly to this door, all you hear is the sounds of rain issuing forth outside.
Okay. Just slowly pull the door open.
All right, if you all are going to be trying stealthy, make me a stealth check as a group.
Good job, Minka. Your
There's
rolls
my
are
no
returned.
wait. I'm a halfling.
Oh,
You
I'm
can
supposed to
re-roll
do
that.
at disadvantage.
Dirk cannot re-roll that. All right, so the grand total of your roll is not something I need to add up. As you all just kind of slowly creep out into the floor, the rain crackles for a moment. You all listen to it, wondering. Silence is your friend at this moment. The door is open, and beyond you is what appears to be a hallway. It creeps off down towards the south, and a staircase, and off towards the north, with another hall, and what appears to be doors.
Judging by the layout, does it look like the stairway to the south leads to another, like the underside of where we
It
just
leads
were?
down.
Into the same, like the lower parts of the vats?
The winery had 2 turrets on the back side. It seems like that may just be the main way for it to go up and down.
Okay. And then she will kind of look around the corner, peeking. Take a look outside. Nobody.
You look out the window. You see what appears to be a small well that even now rain is filling it up even more, and what looks like a small outhouse.
Well, well, well. All right. There's 3 doors that I can tell, plus another stairwell that looks like it goes up or down.
That stairwell looks like it goes down.
Okay. Oh. Check this door.
You move over to that door, and as you are moving over to that door, Dirk, you see the door that she was walking away from start to open. And a figure steps out, about to swing their quarterstaff until they realize no one's in the way. Just kind of looks awkwardly at you, and then points at you with the staff, pulling their head back as you see 2 figures behind them start to slither out. We're going to be rolling initiative again, because there was somebody in that room you passed right by.
I didn't even see the door there. I'm sorry.
There was a door there. The dynamic lighting on that was a little wonky, but that's fine. That druid's going to go really slow. And these creatures.
I'm sorry. I did not realize there was a door there. I would have stayed with It's okay. We need somebody with a strong back and a weak mind up front.
Hey, at least I have a strong personality.
You know, I can't deny that.
Oh, initiative.
All right. Because of their awkwardness in attempting to surprise you and your awkwardness in attempting to surprise them, nobody's surprised anywhere. And William, you are first up. As you hear shuffling of movement and sounds like a fight is coming.
Right. Can I move through Vinka and out into the hall?
It takes you a little more movement, but you can.
Yeah, I just want to go here and
Leering off into that room beyond with the door open now, you see it looks like two more of these strange blight-like creatures, but instead of small twig-like creatures, these are about 7 foot tall, not quite perhaps, and they look like they are made out of masses of writhing vines.
I'm going to shoot one.
Okay.
That probably didn't do anything.
You go to shoot and it catches on the doorway.
There, get out of the way. All right, that's it.
Larwin.
Can I use an action on somebody else's square and then move off of it?
You have disadvantage because you're squeezing.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I could not do that. 5, 10, 15, 20. Shoot. I'll take the disadvantage. Lauren is going to reach around Dirk and throw a dagger at this guy.
Okay. That'll hit even with a disadvantage.
Okay.
As the dagger just kind of dunk sticks into their chest, and they just kind of stare warily and almost dumbly back at you.
Okay. I'm going to move back, or I'm going to use bonus action recall and step back.
Okay. Vinka.
All right, we're gonna. Oh, it's hacked again. Oof.
Yeah. Got somebody with a big butt in the way.
All
Hey,
right.
it's a magnificent butt. You know how many squats I have to do to keep the strength score?
Clap your ass cheeks keeps alerting the guards.
So, Vinka is going to aim for this guy. She is going to shoot through her comrades, but I like to imagine she's like laying prone on the ground and just kind of like shoots through their legs. So that's my plan here.
Aim low, aim low, aim low. Okay.
Unfortunately, as you aim low, it skips along the floor. It just kind of peters out as it skips along, unable to hit anything.
Doing your best, Vinka.
Shut up, Dirk!
Around, they're never gonna take me down.
As you sit there, we come to the creature's turn. As this one steps forward, it kind of shifts its entire body around as it seems to splat itself on the floor, growing expansively. And I'm going to need all of you to make a strength saving throw.
Oh boy, guys, I'm really good at those. Oop, I do not have advantage.
All of you succeed anyways. As the floor all around you quickly becomes overgrown with the vines spreading out from this creature. And while they attempt to restrain you, all of you succeed. And none of you are restrained at all. The one that is behind Dirk, it reaches out to grab you, Dirk, even from where you are behind it. It is going to crit you for 12 bludgeoning damage.
Oh.
And you feel it reach around, its vines wrapping around your legs and arms. You are currently grappled and restrained. Dirk.
12 minus 5 is 7, so I'm down to 20. Yay, temporary HP. Grappled and restrained. I am not familiar with what restrained does.
You have no movement. You have your attacks and your attack rolls have disadvantage. Your ability checks. Yeah, your attack rolls have disadvantage.
Cool. If you can spend an action to break it.
Yes. Break for you need an action.
Yep, I will do that.
Make me an athletics check. You manage just to work your way, shoving and powering through these vines that are grasping you. You have managed to successfully break free.
Action surge?
Action surge?
I action surge. And I just let them have it. I wallop them.
You wallop them as you smack down into the mass of the vines. You kind of knock it sideways as portions of it seem to be falling off, like they're not quite managing to stay together properly, but it is still moving.
That's my turn.
Right. The druid, in the same old song and dance that you all have been singing 3 times already, steps forward into the place of the blight for just a brief moment and is going to thunderclap. I need all of you to make Constitution saving throws.
Oh no!
Ouch. Oh no.
Zoe, take your dice back.
No.
Dirk, you are going to succeed. Vinka, you are going to succeed. Fortunately, since Vinka succeeds, nobody's pushed anywhere. But unfortunately, that was a high damage roll as William and Beth, you both take 18 points of thunder damage.
Ouch.
Dirk and Vinka, you will take 9.
Can I absorb elements that?
You may absorb elements that, down to 9.
Woo!
And actually, I take that back. You are knocked 10 feet this way.
Medic.
I need healing.
And he will shift back out of the way, hoping not to get punished horribly. William.
I'm going to
And if you did succeed, you still take 9. Yes, okay.
Yeah, I accidentally subtracted it from my armor class instead of my HP. So don't worry about it.
Out of spell slots.
So Zeke is still in front of me.
He is still in front of you.
I need healing.
Do you? All right, then let's do healing word.
Oh, you're right next to me.
Actually, yeah, we'll just cure wounds.
Cure wounds, yeah.
I'm the only thing keeping these things inside this room.
You will
Wow.
recover 6 hit points.
There you go. Yeah, I was wanting to get within staff range and see what that fucker does. But that's fine. I'm going to stay right here and back up Zeke, for God's sake.
Alrighty. Larwin, as you were shoved back across the floor, you realized with horror that the vines that, while they did not restrain you, they have kind of overgrown, making all of this area also difficult terrain.
Okay. 10, 20. Am I able to stab this guy from where I can see it? Because I can see him on the map.
You can see the blight across the wall. He does have cover from you.
He does have cover?
Yes. Backing through the doorway.
But I cannot see him.
You can see him. He just has cover from you.
Okay. I am going to ignite my blade with a stabby stab. I'm going to shank at him.
Okay.
I'm also going to use the absorb elements as part of my attack. Can I do that? I'm double checking.
That is how absorb elements works.
Yep. Cool.
That will hit.
All right. So here's the absorb elements. There's not supposed to be fire. I'll just take the fire for extra 3, and here's the rapier.
All right. As you stab into the blight blocking the doorway, for a brief second, you just kind of pierce into it, almost not very efficiently, until the thunder damage and sends vines spraying all across the room and the floor, utterly decimating that creature from its mortal coil.
And then she'll look towards Zeke and go, "Welcome." My kill counter just went up.
I weakened it for you.
Yeah, but you didn't kill it. Get good, scrub.
You know, we're on a team here.
Vinka.
Really?
Considering that standing near the boys invites pain upon Vinka, she's gonna back up one and try the same maneuver with the Eldritch Blast.
Okay. Like a clever pitch, you arc it around them and into the room, slamming into the creature for 6 points of force damage as it warbles about, bothered, but not overly dealt with just
I
yet.
imagine she just did a wanted shot with an Eldritch Blast. It curved.
Yeah, like shade off the walls. Who knows?
You're doing great, honey.
Coming back to its turn, this blight is going to shift forward into its dead companion's face, and it's going to try much of the same maneuver as it spreads itself all around, tendrils crawling along the walls, through the floor, and I'm going to need everybody but Vinka to make a strength save.
Oh, shit. This is not going to be good.
Dirk, you kick your way free in seconds.
Oh my god.
Yes.
William, you kick your way free in seconds. Beth, these things work their way up your legs and are now holding you tight. You are restrained.
Okay.
Dirk.
I need an adult.
Jeez.
God. Well, line them up, knock them down.
You smack it dead in the face, knocking portions of its vine away as it warbles. Injured? It's looking rougher.
And I'll take a step to the side.
The druid is going to step out for a brief moment, kind of look around, appraising the situation that things are still alive in here. And he... you know what? He is just going to disengage. He's not going to disengage. He's going to step back. Just get the fuck out of the way there. He's going to play a little smarter than that because you all are showing your value. William.
If I want to use that vampire staff, I have to step up into that square?
You would have to attune to it first.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not going to work then. I thought maybe I would see if that bad boy works. Then.
Still use it. You just don't get the
right. Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna have to cure wounds on myself before I die.
Okay.
Because if this guy hits me for anything more than 4, then I'm done for. So I'm gonna cast cure wounds. I'm not really sure exactly where I'm at on spells, but if this is my last one, then I'm gonna use my channel divinity, I suppose. I get one of those.
By my count, you cast Shield of Faith, 1 Cure Wounds already, 2 Cure Wounds already, and a Prayer of Healing. So you would be casting this at 2nd level. I believe this is your last 2nd level spell.
Okay.
So roll another d8.
Another d8.
All right. You will recover 16 hit points.
Nice.
Very nice.
Very nice.
That's the best one. My heals have been kind of weak tonight.
That is William's action. Larawan.
Is it an action to break this?
It is an action to break free.
And it would be athletics?
It would be athletics or acrobatics.
Oh, I think I will do acrobatics.
All right. You manage to slip your way away from these grasping vines as they work to restrain you dearly.
So I am still difficult terrain going through the vines?
Yes.
Does it count as double difficult to squeeze through somebody else's space?
Yes.
Double difficult.
20, 30. I guess I'm swapping with Zeke. Okay.
All right. You move into the doorway.
And
Vinka.
Yeah, the same Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast.
see the line, Warlock.
That hits.
Chew! Well, it's
For
worse
5.
than last time.
You smack into the vine creature for 5 points of force damage. All right. It is being worn down, but it is still alive, as it is going to make its attempt to try and reach out and touch Alarwin, grasping her the same way it had Zeke. But it is going to roll very poorly and does not succeed in doing that at all. Dirk.
William, you're supposed to... okay.
Supposed to
And
what?
then- You said you wanted to get in. I'll take this smack at disadvantage at this fine creature.
It's not a disadvantage, it just has a bonus to its armor class.
Oh, cool. That's nice.
Sorry. Well, that was because I thought I was going to steal some heals from that vampire staff, but that wasn't going to work for me. So
Well, with that roll, you managed to actually swing around Alarwin
Yeah,
into the
look at
doorway
that.
and crush the blight.
Imagine Alarwin ducks feeling the hammer.
crybaby.
As it smacks into the room again. At this point, the druid, who now approaches once more... Oh, sorry, you're not done. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just moved. That's it.
All right.
Hi.
As you approach the room, you see this druid too is now covered with that bark-like substance around it.
My name's Dirk Hardsteel. How are you doing today? You want to put that down?
Is that the druid that we were after? The third druid?
Yep. As far as
It
we
is
know.
a druid. They kind of look you up and down. They say something in this unfamiliar language you're not used to, and then they spit at your feet.
Oh.
As they are going to raise their staff up and try and bludgeon you on the head with it.
Uh-oh.
But they are not able to actually hit you. William.
I can't see anybody. Can I get into that room?
It would take more movement than you have to get in that room.
Alarwin, how does she look as far as healing?
Lauren looks fine.
Okay. I'm just gonna wait then and wait for this log jam to clear out a little bit, see what happens.
Okay, Lauren.
Sorry. I'm gonna 10, 20, 30. And I'm gonna do the old stabby stab.
That will hit. 13 points of damage as their skin immediately fades back to normal.
Nice.
What is
Very
the
good.
purpose of that spell? Jesus. Okay. I'm guessing that is Larwin's turn. We come back to Vinka.
Vinka can't see anything. Can I? Ooh. Let me look for a second here.
It would take all of your movement just to get next to William. You wouldn't be
Yeah.
able to get beyond.
I'm gonna hold my action. If anything peeks its head out, any enemies, I should say, I would like to shoot at them with Eldritch Blast.
Dirk.
Democracy failed.
Well,
Yeah.
you would actually have to try and make a check if you wanted to try and convince him of doing anything.
No, I said democracy, not diplomacy.
Yes, democracy failed a long time ago.
I will walk over to here, use my last fighting spirit, just to make sure, and I will take my swing.
Yes.
Wow.
You go to swing and you cleave into the wall, taking out a chunk of the stone.
That was great.
On their turn, with their panicked eyes, they are going to give off their last desperate attempt to, again, clap their hands. The thundercloud trappling out through the room. This is going to be for both Zeke and Alarwin, a con save.
Oh, con, I'm sorry.
Save
Good luck.
big, save big.
Well, that's
save
a
big.
9, so that's a 9 regardless. A +5 will succeed.
Yes.
So, both of you are going to take, instead of 16 points of thunder damage, a meager 8 points of thunder damage, and
Oof.
neither of you go anywhere. As they, and the realization that you all are still just standing right in their face, is going to shuffle to here, provoke moving to here.
Ah, I get to fire.
You get to fire, and they both get opportunity attacks.
Oh, 9.
You will slam into the back of their head, Zeke. Alarwin, you will unfortunately miss.
I'm sorry, wrong spell.
Okay.
There we go.
That will hit as they stumble forward and stare at William for a brief moment for an Eldritch Blast slams into their head and almost knocks it off their shoulders as they fall backwards, dead
Excellent
into
work.
divine growth.
I like to imagine when I get kill shots with Eldritch Blast, their body just kind of like dissipates into like puzzle pieces or like folds up together
Like
or something.
confetti.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, look at a
That's-
1,600-piece jigsaw puzzle.
that's cool.
Well, I mean, technically putting skull fragments together is a puzzle.
Yes.
You're not wrong. But I like they fall apart into jigsaw pieces, literally.
Yeah.
As you sit there for that moment, the body's laying dead on the floor. Vinka, make me a perception check.
Sure. Perception. Where are you? Man.
As you take a brief moment to kind of look at the body, you feel something cool kind of run down your back. But as you turn around to look to see what's there, you don't notice anything.
A little drafty in here.
As these two creatures lie dead, unfortunately the vines do not seem to show any sign of fading or disappearing, stubborn in their nature and still hampering your progress.
What kind of room are we in?
To look around this room, the room itself has a desk, a chair, and a tall wooden cabinet, including a strange contraption that takes up most of the northern end of the room.
I investigate this contraption.
Make me an intelligence check. As you look at it for a brief second, you're not 100% sure, but just from the way it appears to look, you think this is a contraption known as a printing press.
The hell you say?
Ew. Knowledge.
It appears to be what they use to print the labels for their wine bottles.
Oh wait, that's useful. You can get more labels.
Taking a brief look around the rest of the room and the desks and such, they appear to be largely empty, minus miscellaneous accoutrements, including what looks like several types of very minor glue, presumably for the labels as well, and sheets of paper with shears to cut them.
So we've done it. That man should be able to move back in with his family and make wine again.
Wait, you guys made a deal without me?
Yeah. You ran away.
Be quiet,
Yeah.
Zeke.
I probably could have gotten you so much more.
Yeah, you probably could have. Too bad you weren't freaking there.
You know, maybe you guys need to learn a couple of things about tactical advantage and when to run away. It seems like you got your ass kicked. Anyway, I should probably stop, antagonizing you.
Might be a good idea.
As time passes while you have this conversation, the vines will wither away and die.
Oh, excellent.
Okay, so this is great now. Can we, just sit here for like a couple hours, chill out, maybe have a drink, and then start heading back to the city so I don't die?
Sure.
That sounds amazing.
And
You know-
just sit down and for her satchel, she's gonna pull out a mirror, a steel mirror, but a mirror nonetheless.
Mm-hmm.
Just look at it. Take a short rest.
You're an asshole.
As you pull out the mirror, make me a perception check.
You see your own reflection.
No.
You look into the mirror and you see yourself looking back at you, but there's almost something odd. Like as you're moving the mirror around, taking a moment to examine your surroundings, you swear for a second you catch a slip of something, like a robe or a cloak in the corner of the room. But as you move to look at it, there's nothing there.
I sense something elusive in this room. Perhaps worthy of greater investigation. Will, do you see anything?
I'll look around.
Make a perception check.
Perceive.
I get the feeling we're being watched.
Oh.
Oh my god.
You kind of stumble in the room looking around,
I've got something in my eye. Hang on.
look in the mirror. You hear nothing. Nothing moves around. There's no awkwardness to it. Even after the room itself has largely been knocked around by the thunder wave that was cast inside of it. Nothing to notice as far as you can tell.
What are you going on about? Anything important? Anything I should know about? Nope. Okay.
We're checking things out.
I would also like to pile in this room with everyone.
Come on in, Vinka. You're small. You can fit.
Danger reared its ugly head, dirt to turn his tail and flood.
That's 10 feet. My ass is not that wide.
As you all are settling around in here, just looking for a moment to breathe, to recuperate,
To take a short rest, specifically.
time ticks by slowly. But after about 5 minutes, you all hear another familiar sound of what seemed like one of these spells the druids was casting come off from the other side of the house. Seems like a lower floor.
Probably nothing. Keeps resting.
You wait a second or two. After about 10 seconds, you hear another.
Oh, they're like rats.
Why did you take this job? What pay are you getting?
We had to come here to get more wine.
No, it's part of trying to find what we need to get out of this realm entirely. This is the first piece of the puzzle.
I like the way you talk, William.
Thank you, Finka.
As opposed to the way that I talk? Hold on.
We just prefer when you don't talk at all, Zeke.
You see, Zeke, when he talks, it makes sense. When you talk, it sounds like you're gargling on marbles. And that's the polite way of saying you sound like you've always got a mouthful of penises.
Should we go check on this druid? Maybe making noise in the basement?
Yes, it seems we're not going to be able to rest here. Let's go.
This sucks.
We do need to be careful because I'm running out of my ability to heal you.
Let's proceed quietly then. Maybe we can see. I guess we're going to go stealthily in the direction of the boom.
We can pull through our minds just a little bit. As you all track your way through the house, creeping down the stairs, back into the main foyer where the ravens watch you, you circle back around to what appears to be... I'll just move you guys around where you are. As you circle back down towards the bottom floor here, you see that behind the vats, there is a line of barrels and several other doors that lead off to other sections of the house. The stairs here led down even farther, but as you get to here, you see there's a door in the south wall. And there was always the chance to go down by the ramp over in the right turret. Seems like there's a level below the base level.
Mm.
Can we hear any noise coming from there?
Make a perception check.
It would be such a stupid idea to go down now.
There you go!
Listening. You hear more sounds of rain. Seems like any sounds of immediate action are being dealt with. But even as you sit there and you listen, you do hear what seems like the scraping of wood on stone, like something shuffling about.
Does that seem to be coming from that downstairs direction?
As you listen, you kind of keep on, and it seems like it's coming through from the other side of the door over here, and it's getting steadily louder.
Zeke, it's coming through that door.
What is it?
I understand it is, but that doesn't mean that we have to deal with it right now. We're all very hurt.
Well,
You know,
you're right.
just saying.
I'm not saying that we need to deal with it. I'm just saying that's where it's coming from, so we can...
Alternate plan. They're in the basement, right? That goes downstairs? They're below us?
I believe so.
Did you see any other exits to this house? This weird place that we're in?
But that does not disclude there for being one.
Well, what I'm trying to say is, we drop a match. Let this place burn. You know, we go
No.
outside. We close off all the
Zeke,
doors.
Seriously, that's not a solution to the problem. We're here to get to rid this place of these vermin so that the druids can have it back. The people who make the wine.
And believe me, I feel that. I do. There's another problem with your plan. Zeke, what's it doing outside?
And there's that.
There's plenty of wine. There's alcohol here. There's accelerant.
Wine is awful at that. It does not burn. You know, wine you have that's 80 proof.
Whatever
my friends told me was wine. We didn't exactly drink high class. Anyway.
Keystone wine. Either way, I don't think burning this place down is the correct solution.
It is a solution. Could work.
No.
No, it is not an option.
Zoe, where'd you go?
To do something important. I don't want to fight this battle right now. I really don't.
Well, no, I don't think we should fight a battle right now either, because everybody is beat up.
We have a job to do.
I mean, the only upside is maybe he's burning spell slots. Druids aren't infinitely powerful, and he keeps making this big bang noise. Maybe he's fighting something bigger.
I suspect that the twig blights have turned against it, but that is best for us to investigate.
Everybody make a stealth check.
If Shava's around, we could have her sneak down and take a peek.
Yes.
Stealth check.
Stealth check.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm at disadvantage.
Yep.
Zoe is AFK.
Yep, you'll have to roll again there, Dirk. You as well,
Yeah, jeez.
Alright. Alright,
No,
so
we
as you
should-
all are bickering in this argument, Luke actually rolls really well. With your passive perceptions, what are your passive perceptions? You guys have really mediocre passive perceptions. Let's see if you notice at all. You do notice, because they're not very stealthy themselves. As figures begin to scrape down this hall right here, it seems like more of those humanoid figures with needle-like protrusions scraping through all of them.
Shit.
Oh, no.
But as they start to scrape their way down the hall, that feels like an excellent time for us to call our session this week. So,
Outstanding.
what trouble
Yeah.
more can this group get into here in the
Death.
land of Barovia? I have been DM Lake, and if you enjoyed our content, there's always more to enjoy. We have many, many wonderful programs here on TTRP Theater. Twitch, you may watch our VODs by subscribing to us, or you can go to our YouTube channel. Just by going to our YouTube channel, you can see all of our previous content for free of charge. Won't even cost you to subscribe, but we'd love for you to do that. Give us a like as well if you'd like to. We have a Discord channel that we love to promote. You can join in for free, for nothing. Join in, talk to us, see about the things we get up to, see when we get into arguments, see when we post stupid cat pictures, see when people post food porn. It's great.
What?
Duke and all his food porn. Y'all, you live near Kansas? Go find Duke and just get me some of his food.
He will
No,
feed you.
TTRP Theater does not endorse you finding any of its members.
He will feed
No,
you.
I totally endorse it. Go find Duke and get me food from him.
Beth does not speak for TTRP Theater. But that's our session this week, guys. I hope you all had wonderful fun, and we will hopefully see you all next week without any more interruptions coming here to Curse of Strahd.
Bye.
Bye.